Hello, this is Gabriel Ramirez, and this project is about the procurement process of the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. As the 1970s came to a close, Hispanic business leaders concluded that Hispanic-owned businesses lacked the kind of government representation that other mainstream business groups enjoyed. It was clear that the Hispanic business community was emerging. While California's Hispanic population was growing, so was the need to provide training and support for what would become the largest ethnic group in the state. Today, over 600,000 Hispanic-owned businesses contribute to the California economy, which is now the fifth largest in the world. Enabling this viable contributor to California's economy through procurement opportunities in the public sector remains a top priority for the CHCC in 2014. As with all public service organizations, the CHCC has a mission which relates to procurement. It reads, to create a long-term program to strengthen the capabilities of Hispanic and Latino-owned businesses and enhance their capacity for growth through education, certification, and procurement opportunities. In order to understand what procurement is, we must define it. Simply, it is the buying process. It allows organizations to enter agreements to buy supplies and services from many public sector organizations and private contractors. And ultimately, the goal of an effective procurement program is to buy these products and services at a price that is favorable to the organization. The CHCC has many choices they can make with who they choose to do business with. The CHCC actively promotes Hispanic-owned businesses as a resource for buying various supplies and services. Like many public sector organizations, the CHCC is both a consumer and vendor for these services. How does the CHCC procurement program function? The traditional procurement process involves 8 steps, which include determining requirements, making buying decisions, and then ultimately paying for the product as negotiated. In Figure 1, we illustrate the traditional procurement cycle, which begins with service requirement. In order to have an effective procurement process, each of these steps must be followed in order, with checks and balances throughout the process. Identifying need is critical to the procurement process. Establishing committees who are tasked with making unbiased and socially conscious buying decisions is critical to the success of the program. The repurchase of an existing product oftentimes requires the committee to evaluate the product. This is done through various means, but using the ERP software. We can track experiences and make notes about the vendors. We can review terms of the contract. We can even send out requests for quotes to allow the bidding environment to stay competitive. The CHCC regularly arranges for industry groups to hold vendor certification workshops, which help to bring in new vendors previously unknown to the CHCC. The links on this slide provide examples of certification workshops and procurement opportunities highlighted by the CHCC. Now that we've discussed the traditional procurement process, let's talk about training. Typically, the CHCC could train their own committee members to use the software. And if that expertise is not available, the CHCC could contract with an ERP consultant, and these consultants earn a fee for their services, in some cases bonuses for efficient management and cost savings to the CHCC. Not all ERP software is created equal. Some packages are turnkey, while others are customizable at an additional cost. At any rate, the CHCC should employ software which is hosted off-site to take advantage of cost savings. The software should also be capable of accomplishing basic tasks that the CHCC requires from an integrated package. And companies like Oracle, Info, and PeopleSoft provide off-site managed contracts that fit the scope of the CHCC's ERP needs. An effective ERP system is a fully integrated, function-specific program. Ideally, the software is designed for public service organizations like the CHCC that require financial, along with other back-office functions. The CHCC benefits because the software is further customizable to allow for change and growth of the organization's needs. Some of the features include applications that assist with acquisitions, growth, new or changed business processes like accounting and financials, budgeting and forecasting, procurement, HR and payroll, project management, and reporting and analytics. Figure 2 represents a typical ERP software platform, which includes a host of applications designed to streamline the procurement process. In conclusion, a primary benefit to the CHCC's effective procurement program is not to match the cheapest supplier with the CHCC or their partners, but to connect the most qualified and diverse supplier with a competitive price point. And a potential limit to this benefit of the CHCC's procurement program is the loss of control and accountability. And so therefore, by awarding contracts to privately owned companies, the CHCC faces missed deadlines and cost overruns. However, with the checks and balances provided by an effective ERP program, the CHCC is positioned to compete today and in the foreseeable future.
The CHCC faces missed deadlines and cost overruns. However, with the checks and balances provided by an effective ERP program, the CHCC is positioned to compete today and in the foreseeable future.